modernization of China's military might has alarmed many U.S. policymakers who worry that China will use its growing capabilities to become the hegemon of East Asia. How will the military balance of power in East Asia evolve over the next decade? What would a stable balance of power that minimizes crisis and arms race instability look like? This is what our chapter sets out to answer. So we hope U.S. policymakers would take several things away from our chapter. First, the U.S. is essential to maintaining a stable balance of power in East Asia. And second, a denial strategy, as outlined in the chapter, is a viable option for maintaining such a balance while minimizing the risks of crisis and arms race instability.
To use a simple analogy, the denial strategy that we're talking about involves building a force that might be compared to a boxer that could pursue a rope-a-dope strategy, at least in the first couple of rounds, rather than to build a boxer with incredible punch and power, but one who has a glass jaw. So that really means focusing on defeating or destroying adversary forces that are coming out to attack, rather than building a strategy that relies on comprehensive defeat and paralysis through deep attacks into China. Rope-a-dope only gets you so far. The first phase would involve holding or stopping an adversary, and the second phase would involve a defeat of attacking forces. Resilience would be most central to the former part of the strategy, and then more traditional forms of combat power to include larger elements with greater offensive punch would be applicable to the latter.
A denial strategy, as Eric outlined, is feasible and something that could be implemented with relative ease and with less concerns about sort of unwanted spirals of escalation than a much more offensively oriented strategy. On the one hand, military policy has limits, right? It cannot sort of address all of the issues that contribute to tension and conflict and instability in the U.S. China relationship. But well-crafted military policy can help avoid exacerbating tensions and periods of crisis instability, and in turn, create space for diplomacy between the two countries to address the various of conflicts of interest, right, that are going to still be present a decade from now.